after such a long time, and that you remembered us on this occasion. I'm extremely grateful to you. I would also like to thank Mrs. Mahurkar of Spick McKay and the entire Spick McKay family for remembering us on this occasion. And I would also like to thank everyone, the dean, the faculty members, everyone who's associated with Spick McKay and who made this evening possible. Dr. Annapurna, where are you? Thank you very much for everything. Nagar, where are you? Thank you. And all the children, all the students over here. Wonderful, wonderful. So, and congratulations to all of you, whoever's got the degrees, whoever was part of the convocation today. Congratulations. Well, when I had my convocation, it seemed such a long time ago. I mean, it was really aeons ago, and now you're just stepping out into the world. So, once again, congratulations. Before we start, since it's a lecdem, and I would like to mention a bit about our why we are here. Why is classical performing arts so important? First of all, to start with, I always say I'm so proud to have been born an Indian because of India's unique philosophy. Absolutely unique. It is the only philosophy where all our deities, the Devis and Devatas, the manifestations of that one and only Almighty, but all these manifestations have been given an artistic attribute. If we think of Goddess Saraswati, she has the veena in her hands. No books, but the veena. If we think of Lord Krishna, if I ask anyone, the first imagery that comes to mind is that of the artist Krishna with the flute, the dancer Krishna. Only thereafter, much later, the Dwarkadhish Krishna comes to mind. If we think of Lord Shiva, again it's Nataraj. And of course, he also had his practical side, the great Mahayogi. So, I could go on and on. So, here we are, that our Indian philosophy has given so much of importance to classical arts. The word classical, I'm stressing on it, because it is something that is here, comes from within. It is it's expression of devotion. It is one of the parts of Bhakti Marg. It is not only because different from the entertainment or popular arts is kshanik, which is momentary, but classical arts is born out of devotion. And therefore, that makes this philosophy so unique. And also, India is also unique because here we have the maximum number of recognized classical dance forms. I'm not even talking about the folk form because it runs into thousands. But we have 8 recognized classical dance forms as on date. So this beautiful diversity and this beautiful panorama of classical performing arts is visible within our country. And that makes India rather unique. When I think of, since I'm a Kathak dancer, and let me also say that all our classical dance forms were born, as I said, born out of devotion. So they were all born in the temples of different regions of the country. They all, through the enactment of the stories, the leelas of our Devis and Devatas, they have one aim, all of them, and that is to elevate your inner self to be in union with the Almighty. So here we have, but the difference is the way we treat our body waist downwards. So that gives the different flavor to each and every classical dance form. Otherwise, the contents are the same. We all are using our hand gestures, mime, our navrasas to explain everything, to enact the stories out, to perform our dances. As far as Kathak is concerned, Kathak is the dance style of the Indo-Gangetic belt of northern central India, which had its birth in the temples when the Kathakars, the Brahmin priests of the temples, while giving sermon, went into a state of ecstasy and started using gesticulation and mime. So that community started being called the Kathak community. And this gesticulation and mime, over a period of time, formalized itself and became the Kathak dance. So that is how Kathak dance gets its name from the Brahmin priests who were the Kathak community. How old is it? It comes as a surprise to many that this is the only community which has been mentioned time and again since ages. Its first mention is there in the Mahabharata in 3 sections, the Adipar, Anusasnapar and Sabhapar. And I'll just, for your this thing, I'll just say one of the shloks out. Kataka Ashchapare Rajan Shravnashravanaukasa Divyakyanani Yechapi Pathanti Madram Duja. So this is a shlok from the Mahabharata. This is the Adi Parva shlok, which talks about the Kathak community. And they are doing gesticulation and mime. They narrate stories through gesticulation and mime. We have another Prakrit inscription. The archaeologists have dated it differently. So the dating goes from 4th century BC to 1st century BC. But again, it predates the Natya Shastra. So there, where it says, Gangaya Mahanadiye Tate Sabbo Kathaka Bhingarnatenam Stutiti Sikayam Ehiraya Adinaho Bhavenam Pasai. Which means on the banks of the Ganges near Varanasi, the Kathak, Sabbo Kathakas, all the Kathaks were doing Shringar Nritya, Bhingarnatenam. And what were they doing? Stutiti Sikayam. They were dancing out a stuti in praise of the Lord, which pleased Adinath. So this is another inscription where again the Kathaks have been mentioned, and then of course you have their mention in the Sangeet Ratnakar also, and closer to our day, of course. But like all dance forms, it has gone through ups and downs, but what is important, that is very important about all our classical dance forms, that the river of classicality has been flowing down through the ages, through centuries after centuries. Unlike, it is not momentary, it is flowing, it has been flowing continuously through the ages. And it still continues to flow. And I'm sure it will still continue to flow tomorrow. One thing, just a couple of hallmarks about Kathak. Kathak start always like this. This comes from, this is a yogic position. This is the Dhyan Mudra of Yoga, and this is the Chinna Mudra of Yoga. And that is the basic mudra of Kathak. This is another very typical Kathak pose, very unique to Kathak. I am the Kathakar, just the medium. The Leelas of God are present before you. And so we get this movement. So, and another one is that the way we wear our ghungroos is rather unique. We have 200 ankle bells on each ankle. The young ones wear 100, the senior ones wear 200. And this is exactly how it has been mentioned in the Abhinay Darpan. As far as Natya Shastra is concerned, by the way, it does not mention any classical dance form by name. So what is it? It is just a codification of movements in the various chapters. So that is all. And that applies to us as dancers, to them as musicians and singers, to theatre artists, whether folk or classical, and all to you in real life. Because even like you're sitting like this is again a hasta that has been there, the Karkata hasta. There somebody's, whichever movement you all are in, this is the Utsanga hasta. So all of you are, so each one of you, the kind of hand positions you all are utilizing, those all have been codified. How do we, in all our classical dance forms, we have a a formalized system of presentation which is called the Margam, the Margi system. And in this, the Kathak Margam, which is, by the way, there in all classical dance forms, only the words are different according to the region that they come from. We start with a Rangmanch Pravesh, then we do the Namaskar to the Devi Devtas in all direction, do Bhumi Pranan because I have to take leave of Mother Earth, and then we start with a Stuti to the Lord. And thereafter, we unfold the rhythmic patterns. It's like the slow blooming of the flower. And another uniqueness of Kathak is that here we dancers narrate and enact, narrate and enact, narrate and enact. And you can see its origin in the Kathakars. And each pattern has a unique life of its own and imagery of its own. And then we go into the Abhinay sequences with Gat Nikas, Gat Bhav, where we are telling a story through all our gestures, movements, hastas, navrasas, everything, the charis, whatever. You can, the entire gamut of the Nata Shastra, you can see it. And then we go into a state of climax because then we do all with text, without text, interpretations, enactments. And then we go into a state of ecstasy and we finish it off. So that is in short the Margam of Kathak, the way of presentation. And अगर आप लोगों की इजाज़त हो हम शुरू करें? बहुत शुक्रिया. We'll start with a Vishnu Vandana. कोई लाइट इनके ऊपर आ सकता है क्योंकि इनको पढ़ना है कुछ. अच्छा अगर देंगे तो फिर हेलो इसके अगर डायरेक्शन थोड़ी सी ऐसे कर दे कि उनके ऊपर भी लाइट आ जाए हल्की सी. शुरू करें. थैंक यू वेरी मच. Kata